This is Robert Martellacci of the Mindshare Learning Report, Canada's learning and technology e-magazine. And welcome to This Week in Canadian EdTech. And I'm honored to have joined me for a Mindshare Learning Moment, Dr. Vinay Singh, who is the founder and CEO of Orange Neuroscience, a social enterprise to empower people challenged with learning disorders. Orange Neuroscience has developed Read On, an AI-based cognitive reading therapy for people with dyslexia, LD, ADHD, autism spectrum, and associated mental health issues. Dr. Singh is a passionate educator, public speaker, author, and a serial entrepreneur. He is currently advisor and board member for several startups in India, USA, and Canada, adjunct professor at Loyalist College, Belleville, and a senior fellow with the Impact Center at the University of Toronto, Canada, and past winner of the Mindshare EdTech Leadership Summit Startup Dragon's Den Challenge. Congratulations once again, and thank you for joining me today.
Well, Robert, thank you so much. This was a mouthful, but so thank you so much for the generous introduction. Can't be thankful enough for what Mindshare Learning Technologies platform was for us, because that was the first time where, can't believe it's already been 3 years now, but that's where we launched Orange Neurosciences and introduced Read On to the world. And the journey has been fabulous so far.
Well, you were such an inspiring presenter and thought leader. You really did your homework, and I can't stress that enough with startups. And having a deep pedagogical expertise is critical when you are going into a venture. What inspired yours to begin with?
Well, you would see that, and I think you will notice from me talking, I love teaching. So I was a former professor from Queen's University, and when I used to teach, I had several students in my class. I used to teach first year nursing program. So students from Ontario schools immediately coming to my class after grade 12 who would request me for the accommodation. And that was something that was always closer to my heart, where students in my class were seeking accommodations for mental health related conditions, but deep down, many of them had learning disabilities or sometimes diagnosed and sometimes not diagnosed. So I started to understand and realize, study the field where the gaps were, and that became the platform for me to do something that was closer to my heart. I have ADHD myself, so it became something that I have to have a solution to provide a scalable and a more measurable solution.
Well, it speaks to the impact you're making and your passion for sure. I think I have a little bit of that undiagnosed or self-diagnosed.
Well,
but
most entrepreneurs are.
Yeah, absolutely. You need that extra energy. So first of all, you have a lovely background office, as I have my podcast, but we're actually at home. That's one of the features of Zoom that you can take advantage of. But I like your office more than mine. I'll have to come visit.
Well, thank you. I wish someday I could have that in real life, but working from home is not that bad. Actually, I've started to love this new normal.
Yeah. How's your family doing? How are you adapting? You're doing some homeschooling with your kids, and how's everything? It's a lot of pressure, isn't there, to try to maintain both some formality, some normalcy to the kids' schedule and maintaining your work schedule, no doubt.
It's tricky because I've always been working from home for longest. I do have a co-working space office, but I work mostly from home. It's a newer challenges with a grade 1 and grade 3 boy working online. So one of them works from right here in my office, grade 1. So, but I'm always surprised to see how these young kids are able to adapt to the online learning so quickly. And but still there are challenges, which I enjoy helping them out. They can see what I'm doing, so they enjoy. I'm now their favorite dad because they see me developing games. So I'm a game developer dad, which is actually
what a
good
cool
thing.
Dad.
Yeah, so I've started to get some appreciation where they see that I spend long hours because he's studying and I'm working. But it's just a good time in terms of spending more time. It's tricky to balance it, but I would say work life, it's a better common point now where you're working and balancing life together.
I agree, and we're enjoying the added family time with my three kids and my wife. We're all co-working quietly. Everyone's busy. One of my kids is still finishing off third year university, and but maybe you can offer up some advice for teachers and parents, because it's a really tricky thing to do, and if you've not typically been instructing or teaching kids, it's a whole new ball game, and the balance part and dealing with the anxiety and maybe strategies. If your kid has ADHD, what strategy, besides taking advantage of your platform that you're offering access to for teachers to get trained, and maybe we can talk a little bit about that as well afterwards, but perhaps you can share a little advice for teachers and parents.
I would say for parents, this is a newer world where kids are doing online. I would say let them explore new things. The learning is very different. And as we all know very, very well, every child learns differently. And I personally feel that giving this digital medium where it's the information coming in different modalities is actually giving them more opportunities to learn. And I can give example of my 6-year-old who does typing now on a game platform given by the school, which he never did a typing. Now he's enjoying that versus doing a math game in a gamified environment, objects coming. So the learning now is happening both auditory, visual, and numbers and playful. So
that's cool.
Overall, I feel it's a much better medium to learn. For parents, they have to start to see that it's not just a video game. I think a lot of parents where they literally dislike their kids spending time on the tablets because they never saw that digital medium can be so powerful, and they always saw it as a game. Now they realize that it's not just a game. These games actually comes with a lot of learning as well. So parents have to start to learn that just always not no to the tablet. I'm very sure, and somewhere down the road, a psychologist would be sitting who have done years of research saying addictions and tablets and computers, they would be cringing at this time. But obviously there is going to be a balance like that.
Right, and getting outside, right? You need to get kids outside and get some fresh air.
Yeah, and then for teachers, they have to start to understand the limitations on the media. So I would say like some passionate teachers where they were homeworks used to be a lot of paper pencil based, and if they are still using it, learn that not every child has all the access to the technology. So how creatively we could do, and same task can be done differently if you could use various different channels to send the information.
What I have to ask you, what instilled the growth mindset in you? You've got that innovator's mindset. Where was that nurtured? You weren't born with it.
I think, no, I wasn't born with it, but it came some with the knowledge education. I have my PhD in bioinformatics. I came from India where technology was way ahead of time. We started doing AI in 1996, where I made the predictive software. We did the predictive software. I ran a bioinformatics where we were mapping Himalayan region vegetation with a camera picture. So I love
that. Is amazing. Personally. That is so cool. Well,
I love technology personally, and I believe in the learning to be done in all modalities. You have to use I'm for experiential learning. You learn more.
Absolutely.
Normal textbook learning only gives you one thing that you could learn. But when you go into the environment, go out in the field, create the courses that is in the nature. Can you count those animals, and can you join those animals, and can you talk biology? Can you talk science and math? I think it has to be very problem-driven, experiential learning for kids to learn.
The textbook's so one-dimensional, isn't it?
It's totally one-dimensional. Textbooks, well, I was on personally as a researcher, scientist, forefront of the science. They change. What the things were before 5 years ago, they are not even there. We have seen the days of the tapes and the cassettes and a CD drive. These kids have talk about cloud and AI and machine learning, and they do coding on computer and they do learning on computer. I think it's a
That's incredible.
fascinating world.
I had one parent telling me the other day that their child was using a 10-year-old science textbook this year.
Yeah. No,
Are you kidding me? Science has progressed only slightly in 10 years, right? It's like unbelievable. So perhaps you can share a success story besides winning the EdTech Summit Dragon's Den contest. Share a success story with your read on AI-based cognitive platform that helped a child overcome their disabilities.
Absolutely. Well, there's lots of testimonials on our website, orangeneurosciences.ca, but a couple of those which are very close to me. One in particular where we transformed the life of around 15-year-old girl who was in grade 10 but reading at grade level 2. And imagine the self-esteem for this girl. She was cocooned, not going out, not confident, and started read on. And it's like a click, a switch in the brain that, so we know how using neuroscience that how we learn. So we have to have visual pathways and auditory pathways and understand the comprehension. Using our platform, we make those connections. So in simple words, when you do cognitive game-based exercises on computers, it rewires the brain and improves our reading fluency and comprehension. That's the only thing what we claim is we improve reading fluency and comprehension. And 15 weeks later, there was a click moment. One day, she's like, my teacher now teaching better. And parents are laughing like, it's like, okay, it's like the whole different world. And I want to streak my hair because now I have a feeling I want to go out in restaurant because I'm not shy of reading a menu, because earlier, even going to a restaurant with friends, it was a difficulty to read the menu because it would be faster and people would be already ordered and when I'm still trying to understand. So each and every story where we have transformed life is just so close to me personally. And now we have done like over 800 clients and 150 people around in 6 countries. It's just each and every one of them, which I get to know. I'm not a therapist, I work with them. It's a software as a service solution, which teachers and tutors and reading clinics and schools take it and subscribe it to provide to their students. When they share these stories out, and I say, yeah, that's the impact that we are trying to make in the lives of so many people.
Well, that's so exciting, and oftentimes these challenges that kids have go undetected. And you know, we had our son assessed at an early stage in kindergarten, went and paid, you know, $2,000 for an assessment by a psychologist. It was very expensive because there's a huge waiting list. But you know, if tools like this can be made available widely and help alleviate and address, you know, what, you know, is a very common challenge that really should be catered to more rapidly by education and detected more rapidly. As you alluded to, a student in grade 10, that should never happen. And it's about parental engagement, teacher engagement, and identifying early as possible the gaps. And kudos to you for your vision and passion to make an impact on kids, to enable them to equitably succeed as students. I'm so happy for you. I'm honored to call you a friend and colleague. And hopefully we can get together in the not too distant future once COVID-19 is behind us.
Absolutely. And I think early intervention is important, but I think more important is to help give this program in hands of the teachers in the time where one-on-one remedial intervention is not happening. A lot of phonics-based system and already practiced tools are not available to teachers. We are giving free training to teachers at this time. Any teacher who wants to use Read On, just they have to send us a request through our website. and we are providing this tool for free. We want as many people as possible to help. So, Robert, my pleasure to be on your program right now. Happy to provide any help to Mindshare Learning Technologies. As I always say, one of my platform where I got launched, and pleasure to be part of this program.
Again, thank you so much. That was Dr. Vinay Singh, founder and CEO of Orange Neuroscience, a social enterprise to empower people challenged with learning disorders. My name is Robert Martellacci. Be sure to check out www.mindsharelearning.com to get your latest issue. And until next time, stay healthy, stay safe, and keep the learning curve steep.